Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. You are listening to Thursday Night's New Day, Black and Red. We are anxiously awaiting, of course, the Honorable Dr. Michael Jones, brilliant man that he is, who has been prayed over, oil thrown on him, done everything to him to make certain he gets well. Our hope is tonight that we will have him in the hizzy to talk about everything that's going on around the world. We missed him. We have sincerely missed him. Ladies and gentlemen, Mary Brockman, my bouncer, is in the chat roll. His Czarina as well. Where's your tie, mister? I was thinking I could get away with the tie. I tried to get away. I wore a tie earlier today. I happened to be at the Faith and Freedom event, Ralph Reed's organization's event, The Road to Majority. Had the opportunity of listening to the wonderful Senator Ted Cruz, who basically learned this year that if you don't win elections, then you don't get to talk as long as you want. So sorry. Wow, they cut him right off. Wow, that was wow. Also got a chance to listen to the President of the United States, Donald Trump. Tomorrow I'll be back and listening to Mike Pence. I want to share some of that stuff with you as we go this particular evening. I want to thank also Ralph Chittum's on his 8 o'clock program, dealing with some of the issues that we will be talking about. Of course, everyone's going to talk about Comey. But I wonder when the leaker in chief is the FBI director who has the sole responsibility of obeying the president and finding leakers, does the leaking himself. Ladies and gentlemen, what we learned today, I'll save it for Dr. John. I'm quite certain he'll let loose. But what we learned today is those that do evil will hang themselves in public. And I don't know if he's been hanging around a lot of the ISIS people or MS-13 folk, but he has learned suicide missions. And my God, today was a suicide mission for James Comey. I'm expecting, if the DOJ doesn't come against him, there is no real justice in America. I am telling you right now, the former FBI director admits. That's what I'm saying, Mayor. I don't know if he will pay. Apparently, Susan Collins' face looked shocked when he made note of the fact that he was the leaker. Oh my goodness, you're the leaker? There's a chick named Reality Winner. I'm sorry, that's her. Reality Winner. Down in Georgia, whose parents are bemoaning the fact that she's passed on classified information. And it's amazing how they found out. They went back to the computers at NSA and found that there were only 6 people who had ever printed out the Russian document, and only one of them had actual email discourse through the NSA regarding the printing out and delivery. And guess who that person was? Reality Winner. What a winner. I tell you, a bigger winner today is James Comey. Lockup should be very soon. Also, his comments about Attorney General Loretta Lynch. Former Attorney General Loretta Lynch. Oh my goodness. It was like, I want to tell you why we didn't lock her up. Okay, and it was because of me and her. And if you let me sit here long enough, I'll tell you. He was singing like a canary, baby. Oh my God. Ladies and gentlemen, you know how we start off these particular programs. We let the kids lead us, and then it is Thursday night, singing like a canary. Oh my goodness. That's the brother when you before you go in to talk to the cops, you be like, this our story, right? And we're going to stick to it. And then they separate you, and that's the one who's singing like a canary. 6'8", afraid of Donald Trump, singing like a canary. Oh my goodness. Kids, take it away. You know what you got to do. You know what America is like. Put your right hand over your heart. Big flag for live stream. Little flags for you stream. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, without a shadow of a doubt, SHR, Red Nation Rising, and HP Pundit, thank you. Woo! Way to go, kiddies. Amen. Ladies and gentlemen, you know who's gonna be holding the belt in prison. Oh, he's so big. Oh, little 4'3" guy walking around with this 6'8" man with his finger inside his belt. You know what I'm saying? I'm so scared. Oh, I was a coward. That's what he said today. That is the former FBI. If you know why justice isn't being done in America, when your former FBI director says, I was a coward, maybe I should have said something, but oh my goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, before I get going, because I'm just a peon, and I thank the professor for allowing me to sit in his stead. And please, everyone, let him know that I've done a wonderful job, too, while I was sitting in his stead. Tell him I was absolutely wonderful and great, and I was a great peon. I've learned a whole lot. But Dr. Michael Jones, we will be bringing on right now. One ringy dingy, two ringy dingy.
Please leave your message for 8.
Okay. We will attempt to contact Dr. Michael Jones in a few moments. Did I get this call number? Okay, let me see here. Hopefully I got everything right. Okay. I want to make certain. Because it's very important when you're doing this to make certain. Yeah, I'm calling the right number. Okay. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi. Yellow. Yellow.
Yeah, the problem with 50 Cent? Highway.
You're driving on the highway. Okay. No problem. First, there we go. Glad to have you here tonight, sir.
I know.
He's well. He's well.
Any of these turkeys from EDL are around. I am not 70 years old. And my birthday's tomorrow, not last year.
There you go. Happy birthday.
Yeah, there's reporting on my death and my birthday are a bit exaggerated.
Slightly. Just slightly.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I actually have been feeling like a human being for about 4 days now.
Woo!
And I am super excited. This is the longest I've gone since January where I haven't been sick.
Okay. Well, we're going to try to turn them down there. All right. Terrific. Yeah, I'm going to try to turn you down because they said that they can't understand you. Okay.
Probably because I'm hyper.
There you go. Excited. We're excited to have you here, Dr. Jones. And everyone in the chat room wants you to know that I have done an exceedingly great job in your stead, in your absence, sir. That's what they want you to.
They don't want me back.
No, they do want you back, sir. That's why they're all in here.
Me. I was one of those, too. I thought you were doing a much better job without me.
Oh, no, not at all. Not at all, Professor. I missed you every single Thursday night. And thank you for allowing me to sit in your host chair. I was going through withdrawal because I couldn't paint your toenails. So
Well, speaking of which, it is my birthday tomorrow. I hate going ugly out, in public.
I'll get right to it, sir, while you're speaking.
I should not have even had to ask. That's how it is. Well, for those of you who don't know, I also have a new dog.
You have a new dog? Who is your new dog?
Yep. Her name is Roxy. She's a
Roxy.
Rhodesian Ridgeback. Yeah, kind of horse. She is huge. And she comes up, her head is almost even with my groin.
Whoa,
That's
whoa.
how tall she is.
Wow.
Standing there. It's actually over there. It's like up to my belly button. I'm 6'2". So if that gives a perspective, she's
Wow.
like 4 feet tall. Just I took her head to the ground at 3 feet tall at least. I gotta measure that sometimes. I don't have to measure around, but she can put her paws on my shoulder and look me in the eye.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Mrs. Biggs will be jealous.
She's beautiful too. A friend of my sister's, Kelly from Hawaii,
Mm-hmm.
dog school. She goes to this fruit and balm. Is a Masonic Jew, Messianic Jew, and he has not Masonic Jew, Messianic Jew.
That's the other one.
Camp, it's like 5 weeks long, up in New York. And my sister's been going to it for years, and now she's even part of the team up there. She actually teaches classes and stuff while she goes to Bible study too. It was a pretty cool deal. When I retire, Kelly and I are going to go to Israel, and he's got this like 1 month long tour to Israel he does every 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
And so when he does it, when I retire, my sister and I are going to go do that and spend a month in Jerusalem and go around with him all around Israel and all the holy sites. But he teaches Christianity from a Jew's perspective, like a Jew would have been when Christ was teaching, because Christ being a Jew, right?
Yeah.
So the way the Jews interpreted and worshiped him, that's how he teaches his stuff. It's really interesting. Fruit and Balm is his name for anybody who wants to find his stuff. He writes some amazing books and things. And to be quite honest, you have to really pay attention to get through them because they're like academic tomes.
Wow. Very technical.
When you read them, you're going to like, oh my gosh, I never knew any of this stuff. It's really incredible. Anyway, I'm digressing. A friend of hers that goes to Bible study camp every year, her father passed away, and so the place she kept all her dogs, they sold the house, and now they don't have a place to keep the dogs. And so my sister volunteered me. And said, I know who would take it. And of course, I couldn't say no after that. So I was like, all right, Kelly, I'll do it. Let her know.
Wow.
So she drove from Arizona and brought me Roxy. And Roxy and I have been getting along very well. But Megan came over, and it was like she became Megan's dog instantly. It was just I was very jealous. I'm always used to being, the dogs, all the dogs, become my dogs. But I could not believe the bond her and Megan hit instantly. And that made me feel pretty good about Megan.
Wow. Listen, we got to go to a quick break because I've run over and I do apologize, but we're really excited about having you back.
It's been more than 3 minutes.
I waited 4 minutes before the commercial. Okay, a whole 4 minutes. We do commercials every 60 seconds.
Every 2 minutes.
We will be right back with the professor. Thank you, Professor.
Begin your mornings the right way with some right thinking from me, Perry Drake, your friendly neighborhood drive-by pundit. I want you to join me every Tuesday and Thursday at 10 a.m. Eastern and 9 a.m. Central Time on the Exceptional Conservative Network. From politics to pop culture to relationships to whatever else is on your mind, we have a great deal to talk about. Join in and let's get the talking started. You are listening to the Exceptional Conservative Network. For more information, go to www.theexceptionalconservativeshow.com.
The greatest advertisers in all of the world are on the Exceptional Conservative Show and the Exceptional Conservative Network. buy their products, and share their good news. Go to theexceptionalconservatorshow.com right now. We'll be back after these messages.
Hi, my name is Willie Lawson of the Willie Lawson Show here on the Exceptional Conservative Network, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. They told me that I needed to be humble, but I couldn't figure out how to do it. So I decided to be awesome instead. That's the Willie Lawson Show, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. here on the Exceptional Conservative Network.
Power brokers use corrupt politicians, deceptive Islam, and lies from establishment media to turn the once shining city on a hill into the city of the blind. What do the elites fear? One man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me at SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Spreaker, iTunes, and YouTube for a different kind of commentary on the unpleasant blind guy. Because truth is not always pleasant.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome you back to none other than New Day Black and Red, a program on Thursday nights in America that likes to give you a constitutional as well as a Christian viewpoint of all the things that are going around. We have back with us our host, Dr. Michael Jones, and I can go back and relax to being the peon in chief that I am with the professor, the exceptional one, Kim McClinton, as well. The lovely Claudia Cheek is in the chat roll, and the beautiful Czarina, and exceptionally brilliant bouncer in chief, Mary Brockman, is in the chat roll this particular evening, holding down the fort. And we appreciate all the others who are watching or listening through all of the command platforms that we have as we're preparing to go down to basically a singular one in the coming weeks.
What's that?
We're going to go to a singular one. We're going to do internet television. So, you know, yeah. So we're going to have to look.
What's that mean for our show here?
That means that we're going to have to go internet TV too.
What?
Yeah. Say what? Say what? So yeah, we'll be going to internet TV in a few weeks, getting everything prepared and satisfied as we move forward. And that way, there's only one way to get to us. All these other platforms. Yep. Yes, sir. Are you with me?
Yeah, and I walked from one end of the house to the other, and I moved nodes on my my Wi-Fi. I just turned the Wi-Fi off. I didn't realize we were on Wi-Fi call right now. So Wi-Fi is off. That won't happen again. Yay!
Yay! Woo! It is so good.
Right.
Professor, it is so good having you back. My only problem is that once again, Winston is knocked out of the picture for being dog number one. You know our rule.
He can move way down the list, and he's not happy. And Tina's still alive. I don't know how, but she is.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yep. That's the word. Wow.
Listen,
Wowzers.
simply amazing. Simply amazing.
Oh, it is. You know, because we got her in '94.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, no, not '94. 2001 is when we got her.
Mm-hmm.
And she was, that's estimated 3 to 5 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So that
Wow.
makes her at least 20.
20?
On the conservative side. Yeah.
Wow.
And if she's 5, that makes her 22. And we do our birthdays every July 4th. So her birthday, she'd be 20. She's either 20 or 22 this July 4th. All my dogs are rescued, and so we decided that rescuing them was like giving them an Independence Day from their treasury and their bad lives. And
Exactly.
so we now call it, July 4th is when we celebrate. Oh, God. Okay, Roxy. I just got a tongue in my mouth. Just like that, when Winston's there, they're all demanding my time right now. It's funny. And, so anyway,
does Megan?
Her birthday is coming up.
Does Megan know that Roxy gives you tongue? Does she?
I get jealous now because they're like so close. Yeah.
Professor, I hope that you can hear this. I hope that you can hear this. I want to play this, and I want to get your thoughts on what you hear. This is the Cowardly Lion, better known as former FBI Director James Comey, talking about his former boss, Attorney General Loretta Lynch.
And then you made a
Are you sure
comment
it's
earlier
Cowardly Lion, or
about
is it more like
the
a
Attorney
script?
General, previous Attorney General, asking you
Oh, it's like
about
asking for a break.
the investigation
yeah.
on the Clinton emails, saying that you've been asked not to call it an investigation anymore, but to call it a matter. And you had said that confused you. Can you give us additional details on that?
Well, it concerned me because we were at the point where we had refused to confirm the existence, as we typically do, of an investigation for months. And it was getting to a place where that looked silly because the campaigns were talking about interacting with the FBI in the course of our work. The Clinton campaign at the time was using all kinds of euphemisms, security review, matters, things like that, for what was going on. We were getting to a place where the Attorney General and I were both going to have to testify and talk publicly about it. And I wanted to know, was she going to authorize us to confirm we had an investigation? And she said, yes, but don't call it that, call it a matter. And I said, why would I do that? And she said, just call it a matter. And again, you look back in hindsight, you think, should I have resisted harder? I just said, all right, this isn't a hill worth dying on. And so I just said, okay, the press is going to completely ignore it. And that's what happened when I said, we have opened a matter. They all reported the FBI has an investigation open. And so that concerned me because that language tracked the way the campaign was talking about the FBI's work. And that's concerning.
It gave you the impression that the campaign was somehow using the same language as the FBI because you were handed the campaign language and told to be able to use the campaign.
And again, I don't know whether it was intentional or not, but it gave the impression that the Attorney General was looking to align the way we talked about our work with the way a political campaign was describing the same activity, which was inaccurate. We had a criminal investigation open, as I said before, the Federal Bureau of Investigation. We had an investigation open at the time, and so that gave me a queasy feeling.
Thank you.
Senator Manchin.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
A
Let me
queasy
go back if I can.
feeling, Professor. He was feeling queasy about
Yeah,
the.
you'll have to tell me. All I heard was your breathing.
Okay.
I thought I was on a 1-900 number for a minute.
Well, what happened in this particular case is James Comey stated that it was okay. Apparently, nobody can understand anything I say, so we're going to just cut all the clips at this point.
Okay.
So, in terms of James Comey at this particular juncture, he is saying that it was Attorney General Loretta Lynch, in a queasy way, who turned the investigation from a criminal matter to a political alignment. And basically, in the sharing of class.
The Clinton emails?
Yeah, exactly. And
We all knew. That all happened after Bill Clinton had that meeting with her on the airport when he got into the airplane with her and they talked about his grandkids for 4 hours.
yeah. Oh, and golf, because golf can, golf
And
can.
cigars. I don't know if I really wanted to do that. But hey,
But
what the heck?
But she and also Hillary shared the same article of sexual appeal. They have cankles. So
Yeah, Bill seems to like that.
Yeah.
You know, that's the one thing. I don't care how you feel about Trump's politics, but at least the mistresses, when he has an affair, are going to be much better looking. They'll be, coalition supermodels. They won't look like men in drag.
Someone who knows what political convenience is all about. Well, apparently, the whole concept here of convenience is what this is all about. And he admits publicly that he played the political game for the sanctity of keeping his job. He was afraid of the Attorney General, Loretta Lynch, just like he was afraid of Donald Trump. And so I got this impression of him that he's a little weenie.
Are you sure that he's afraid of Lynch like he was Trump? Because Trump, he actually hid behind curtains to avoid having to talk to him in the White House. Can you imagine? If I was Donald Trump, the first thing I would have done after that got leaked was I would have gotten the Secret Service to go find the tapes of it, and then I would have put it on YouTube. This 7-foot-tall idiot hiding behind the curtains because he's afraid of a man with gerbil-like hair.
I can't.
This guy is running the FBI?
Yes!
Are you kidding me? Yeah? What is it with the FBI, by the way? I mean, we got people like that. You have Hoover who's wearing women's clothing, you know. It's just, can't we get somebody normal, you know, to run the FBI? A man's man. Someone like Janet Reno.
A real man. Gosh darn it.
Yeah. A man's man.
Well, apparently it didn't stop there because though he sent out to the press and everybody yesterday what he was going to say to the Senate Investigation Committee, the Senate Intelligence Committee, he decided to go out of his way not to say that. He decided, I'm going to wing it. Here goes. And one of the things... and he decided at that point to admit to the Senate Intelligence Committee that Donald Trump had asked him to find the leaks, and he was the main leaker. He was...
Well, he couldn't find them. The amazing thing was he looked everywhere.
I looked everywhere. I looked under the tables. I looked under the chairs. I looked everywhere, sir. I can't find the leaker. He's the leaker.
What was that? There was a movie about that. It was a really good one. No Way Out or something like that, where this naval intelligence captain is tasked with finding the leak. And this is a really intense drama until all the way to the end when you discover he's the Russian spy. And, you know, and it was just a red herring having the senator and the murder and all the other crap. And I think the movie is called No Way Out.
Oh, my goodness.
It's a fantastic movie. You guys, if you've not seen it, go find it and watch it. It'll amaze you. But, so I'm a little out of breath. I'm walking Roxy and Olive right now.
Oh. Well, I just want to go over this real quick for those following along at home. And this is 18 U.S. Code 798. It's a disclosure of classified information.
Let's keep in mind that it was like 797 or 96, whatever it was, that Hillary was dead.
Yep.
And yet, you know, and then we turn around and what Trump's under, you know, for investigation and crap. It just blows my mind that they interpret these things, but you know, because it's one political party versus the other, then everything's treated differently.
Exactly.
And for those that have been in the military, I don't want to steal your thunder. But
No, go right ahead.
I'll just say real quick. For those of us that have been in the military and had clearances and, you know, and worked in intelligence like I did, I was in, you know, electronic reconnaissance, and we worked with the NSA, the Puzzle Pals, back in the height of the Cold War in the 80s. And it was a very exciting life, let me tell you what. And this is why Ronald Reagan pinned 2 air medals on me.
Mm-hmm.
And I was enlisted and got 2 different air medals. I'm not bragging on this statement that, you know, what I did was serious and intense and for real.
Yeah.
And just for a bona fide here. And, you know, if politics had gotten involved, then, you know, all the people I was with, we talked politics. But politics never, ever got involved with what we did for a mission.
Mm-hmm.
And when it came to security clearances and stuff, you know, that stuff was serious.
Mm-hmm.
And releasing this information, unmasking people, doing this crap is very dangerous for people who do jobs like I did, because that's what kept us alive.
Yes.
You know, people not knowing who we were or what we we were doing. That's what kept us alive. And this stuff is serious. There are people out there whose lives are at risk because of these games that are being played by these politicians. And you know, that they're trying to harm one administration because you don't politically agree with it. That's just, you know, even between Adams and Jefferson, they didn't do crap like this.
Yeah.
You know, remember when Bush came in and they hid all the W's? They took all the W's out of all the keyboards.
Exactly.
It cost the taxpayer like $140,000 to replace it all. You know, who cares? But this is some major escalation from that. And considering that the whole bureaucracy is unconstitutional, and we're going to be getting into that when I come back to my show, which will be soon. I was gonna start it, but I had technical problems. I got a huge technical problem to get through.
Yep.
And I have something that's going to take my time up next week. But after that, we're coming back hard and furious, and we're going to start right off the bat doing a primer on the bureaucracy, because I think it's time that I lay out the case from beginning to end, alpha and omega, on why they're unconstitutional and how I justify that. But this unconstitutional body of our government is the one that's in control, and they're the ones that are very party-central, because, you know, if you work in the government, it doesn't take a genius to realize that the party of government is the Democrat Party.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you want a job, you know, and stuff, then you become a Democrat. And so their loyalties are to the Democrats, not to the Republican presidency,
Mm-hmm.
or the Republican Congress, or the Republican Senate, House and Senate. And so they're doing things to undermine it, much like Ronald Reagan and Bush had with the State Department. You remember all the stories
Yes.
of the State Department undermining them? You know,
Mhm.
stories of Ted Kennedy contacting the Russians,
Yes.
committing treason, but because he's Ted Kennedy, you know, who cares about treason if you can run a woman over a bridge and abandon her to die?
Yeah.
Apathetic, then, you know, what's a little treason on top of that? So, you know, there's story after story of this stuff, and nothing gets done because they're Democrats.
Exactly.
And yet, my position is that I'm sorry.
Nope.
That died all of this treatment. I've got one dog pulling me one way and one the other way. We might not be able to do a double walk anymore, guys. But anyway, they're committing treason. First off, who the hell would give a security clearance to anyone named Reality? And you know, the fact that she was in the military and speaks three languages, three ragtag languages, you know, that's why she had a clearance.
Yeah.
But when she started getting on all these websites and joining these resistance movements, oh my God! So, I mean, how retarded and sophomoric must you be to join a resistance movement to a lawfully, legally secured government?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, it's one thing to like join the Tea Party and say, you know what, we're gonna be completely active in this, but these resistance movements that she was joining, they are anonymous and nefarious, and they're here to disrupt our government and to overthrow it.
Mm-hmm.
And when you have a security clearance, you're not allowed to join organizations that advocate the overthrow of the United States government other than peacefully through the ballot box.
Exactly.
And so, how did she retain her clearance? The proper function would have been for her to have her clearance suspended upon further investigation. She should not have had access to any of this.
But before we go to a break, Professor, I do want to acknowledge the fact that she was a member of the Air Force. I'm just saying, you know.
Yeah. Right. Because, you know, I mean, I'm not in there anymore, and so they're dipping at the bottom of the barrel now.
They're just dipping.
What happens when you let chicks in the military?
That's what, when you let chicks in, that's exactly what goes on. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be.
I knew this would happen. Once you let chicks in there, everything's going to go to hell.
Ladies and gentlemen, Smokey. Oh my God, Smokey's here. I love you, Smokey. Smokey's in the chat room. The man who made me an honorary Texan is in the chat room.
We got a new
No, it's not revoked. It's not revoked. No, it's not.
Well, it expires.
And we will be right back after the break, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll be talking with the professor about what it means to be an Air Forceman. No, a real man.
Get that back.
Okay, hit mute for me for a second. Hit mute, and I'll bring you back on.
Okay.
I'm Kevin Clinton, chairman of the Exceptional Conservative Network. Never has the cry for economic liberty been more resounding in urban America than on Election Day 2016. It's the economy. All real change begins with the American entrepreneur. Socialism did not work. Progressivism stole the wealth of individuals and families. You voted for something different, real change. But what does real change look and sound like? It looks like Las Vegas, and it sounds like Freedom Fest 10. Freedom Fest, the world's largest gathering of free minds, is the popular liberty-minded conference at the beautiful Paris Resort in Las Vegas from July 19th to the 22nd. Hear the voices of the urban freedom movement: Denise Borelli, Larry Elder, Gina Lofton, Helen Riley, Ramesh Wadhwa, and Zayad Abdul-Nawab. Share ideas with powerful, liberty-minded figures like Steve Forbes, Jim Rogers, Lee Edwards, David Boaz, Doug Casey, Dinesh D'Souza, John Stossel, Lisa Kennedy, Peter Schiff, and keynote speaker William Shatner. Your money, your liberty, your freedom, your city. Come for the real and return with the change. Register now at freedomfest.com. That's freedomfest.com for $100 off the regular registration rate when you use the all-caps code TECN. We'll see you there.
You are listening to the Exceptional Conservative Network. For more information, go to www.theexceptionalconservativeshow.com.
Featuring right thinking from a left brain and doing the job the American maggots won't. BZ is fundamentally changing America one diaper at a time. Just when safety pin manufacturers are running out of metal for the diapers of the leftists, where the speech is free, but the drinks are not. The bloviating Zeppelin's Berserk Bobcat Saloon can be heard every Tuesday and Thursday night, commencing at 11 p.m. Eastern and 8 p.m. Pacific, where pushback is a requisite art form in and of itself. Let your ossicles be truly liberated when you listen to the bloviating Zeppelin's Berserk Bobcat Saloon, only on SHR Media Network. No ferrets were harmed in the making of this ad.
Hello, this is Leslie Ann Stopel with The Real Clear Israel. Join me every Sunday morning at 10:05 Eastern Time on the Exceptional Conservative Network, where we'll be discussing Israel with guests from Israel and around the world.
That's The Real Clear Israel, 10:05, Sunday, on the Exceptional Conservative Network.
From day's first light till night's last glimmer, your satisfaction is our responsibility. On the range or in the field of duty, you can rely on Brownell's lifetime guaranteed gun parts, tools, and supplies. Anytime, any place. It's how we've done business since 1939. Brownell's.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, oh, thank you. Mrs. Biggs, go to bed. It's too late. It's past your bedtime. Ladies and gentlemen.
Come to bed. Come to bed, Mrs. Biggs.
Hey. Hey, stop laughing. Listen, my wife is over there laughing. How dare she? What's going on?
It's okay to laugh as long as she doesn't point.
Or clip. She's in the pointing clip now.
Oh my goodness.
It is,
40s.
ladies and gentlemen.
You guys drinking 40s? There must be no other Baptists around.
Yeah, Black Baptist. You can tell I drink 40s.
A double B or a B squared?
I am so excited, ladies and gentlemen. I am so excited tonight because I asked God to give me some symbols of I'm moving in the right direction and things are going to be all right. And I'm going to tell you all, I haven't been this excited since I was on Blog Talk Radio. And Smokey and the professor and Mary would be in the chat roll. And I've been missing Smokey so much. God bless you. It is so good to have you back in the chat roll here, man. Love you sincerely.
What are the odds? Both of us in one day.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? This is just, God is saying, Ken, just go back to doing what you were doing, and God's going to take care of the rest. I'll take care of it. And it's really working out. And I want
to Blog Talk.
Exactly. No. That's not what he's saying. That's not what he's saying.
I just wonder how Mrs. Biggs feels when you said that you haven't been this excited since you spent time with me and Smokey in the chat room.
Well, she knows I crossed over. She knows.
Well, that's I've heard of crossover voters, but it sounds more like you're transient.
I want to be, when I grow up, a 65-year-old man who has a sex change. That's what I.
That's right.
I think I wrote that in my kindergarten paper.
That's what was in the yearbook. Most likely to trans into something. I always just assumed it was a trans fat, not transsexual.
First and foremost, you can only be gay if you're in the Navy. I'm just kidding. No, I'm just joking, people.
In the Navy, you can sell 7 seats in the Navy. You can get down on your knees in the
I remember when the Marine recruiter was talking to me and was like, son, you need to join the Marine Corps. You need a little stiffening there. You need to be a real man, and you can be a real man if you join the Marine Corps. And I said, well, I want to be a real man. I want to join the Navy. And he looked at me like cross-eyed. What?
You said you didn't want to be a real man. You wanted a real man. Did you hear the Navy has switched to powdered soap?
Oh, my God!
It's true. Instead of soap on the roof, they switched to powdered soap because it takes longer to pick up.
I want you all to know, the Navy, all Navy personnel who are listening to this program, I am pro-Navy. I love Navy. I wanted to be a seaman.
Oh, God, that's just gross.
I wanted to be in the Navy.
I think we can take our show down to a level. I apologize, everybody.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
This is so Blog Talk Radio.
Too long.
Oh my God, this is Blog Talk Radio history right here.
Like the old days when we were doing this at 10 o'clock at night.
Oh,
this is more sackheads level crap than
I know, and I want you all to.
High-minded philosophies.
Oh, gee, we were all right just about 10 minutes ago, and then we started talking about the Air Force and then the Navy or whatever. Oh,
you're talking about hats. I got a story to tell you.
Okay.
Talking about clearances and stuff.
Yeah.
I was in the Philippines, and this was, I don't remember when it was. It was 84, maybe 85, I think. That's 19, not 18. And we were in the Philippines. I was stationed out of Okinawa. Mm-hmm. And when typhoons would come through, because our planes were very expensive planes, and back in the 80s, they were like $100 million planes because of all the technology and crap that was on it. And so what we would do is we would take them and fly them to another place until the typhoon goes through. Hurricanes to Americans, but typhoons because they spin the other way over there, and so they use a Japanese name. Mm-hmm. And so we'd go to Guam or to over to the Philippines, other places if we had to,
Mm-hmm.
depending on where the typhoons were projected to go and what path they were going on. So it was 85, 84, somewhere around in there. And we were in the Philippines for what we called a food evac. And so we would evacuate for the typhoon, right? And we were walking down the street in, we weren't in Manila, we were in near Clark Air Force Base.
Mm-hmm.
And we were walking down the street downtown, and there were some Chinese Red Army guys walking on the other side of the street in their uniforms. And of course, we were wearing our flight suits, and cocky, young, stupid,
Mm-hmm.
gonna live forever, and they were commies, right? So I did what anybody would do. I walked into the middle of the street and signaled their head guy, and he came over into the middle of the street. Of course, both of our groups now are lining up ready for a fight, right?
Yep.
Whatever's going to happen. And I took my hat off, my flight hat, which is that, stupid-looking blue hat that flyers wear.
Yes.
And I took it off, and I handed it to him and pointed at his head. And he grinned and took his hat off and gave it to me.
Oh.
Okay? We never said a word to each other, not one, just bowed and walked away. And now I don't mean bow like Obama into the ground in front of a sheet or whatever Trump was alleged to have done.
Yeah.
I never saw those pictures, but whatever. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, a real Asian bow, because, we were over there, that custom, and we did. So I bowed and left, and he left. And as we were walking, I turned back and looked. He was holding the hat up for everybody to see in his group, and I did the same for mine. Passed it around, everybody looked at it. I still got it to this day, by the way.
Wow.
When we were done with the food evac, I never thought anything about it. I wore the hat the whole bloody time we were on the food evac. It was great. Everybody was, great conversation starter. They got me quite a lot of beers. People buying me beers to hear the story. We get back to Okinawa, and as I'm coming off the steps of the plane with all my gear, there are 3 full-bird colonels sitting there inviting me to dinner.
Wow.
They did not buy me dinner, by the way, but they still wanted to hear the story. And so I went to the SCIF, the Secret Department of Information building, and we had a debrief that lasted hours. Never said a word to the Red Chinese, but I had a top secret security clearance, and someone took a picture of it, and it looked like we were using our hats as a dead, like a dead drop, and not a dead drop, a live drop, to exchange information. So I basically had to prove somehow that I did not have classified information in my hat when I handed it to them. And so, hours and hours of them asking me the same questions over and over and over. It was amazing. But, I went through it because I realized first off, I should have reported it myself.
Yeah.
And it just didn't occur to me. Contact with a Comey, with a top secret clearance, you're an idiot if you don't do that. I was an idiot. But on top of that, I should have reported it at least when I got back to Okinawa. Of course, I really couldn't because they met me at the plane. But anyway, I should have told somebody, commander or something, and had that taken care of. But the scrutiny over it was amazing. And I'm looking at what these people are doing today, getting away with these leakers, and I just don't get what happened to our country and our reverence for security and protecting our country and our the citizens. That we would actually put a political party over keeping our families safe.
Exactly.
I don't get that, Ken.
I don't either.
I don't know if I want to.
Professor, when we get back from the break, I do want to address query to you, and then there's going to be another 5-minute break, and then we're going to come back.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah. But I know how much.
3-minute segments are killing me.
I know. But I do want to talk with you about how have we in America got to the point where you can boldly go before the Senate Intelligence Committee without fear, without fluctuation, and admit that you are a leaker.
Yeah.
Man, that's
And
amazing.
that what's the word all the saying that Trump did with the Russians? Colluded?
Colluded.
Yeah, they are getting in front of cameras and in the media and in front of Congress in testimony and admitting to the fact that they are colluding with the enemy.
Wow.
By doing this.
Wow.
And so I'm wondering, where is the media? Why aren't they ripping this to shreds, you know?
Yeah,
we're all worried about Rush, or about, what's his name, Trump, you know, and the fact that we keep getting told by Comey himself that there's no connection. But, you know, we're still worried about that. But, you know, here we are hearing absolute collusion between the FBI and the Democrat Party. And nobody's getting excited about it except us.
The FBI and a criminal named Hillary Rodham Clinton. Collusion.
Yes.
The real thing.
Collusion.
We'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. We got to take this break.
Oh, bye.
All right, hang on. Go mute, and I'll be right back. We'll be right back with more of the best right after these messages.
So what do you think about ebooks? Maybe you've never read an ebook before, but you're considering giving it a try. Or maybe you've been reluctant to try ebooks because you don't want to buy another expensive electronic device. Or maybe you already enjoy ebooks, but you haven't been able to find titles from your favorite Christian authors. Whatever your situation, ChristianBook.com has the solution. Your trusted source for print books for over 30 years now offers ebooks. Our always free CBD reader allows you to read on the devices you already own without spending money on a new device. Thousands of Christian ebooks at ChristianBook.com means you can shop with confidence and choose from the titles you want. Plus, we are adding new titles all the time. Browse our huge selection of low-priced Christian ebooks the same way you would printed books, only now you can go from shopping to reading in seconds. Simply select the ebook you wish to purchase, confirm your account information, and start reading. Free samples of every ebook are available, so you can preview the book first, before you buy it. Plus, there's no lengthy app downloads and updates. Accessing the CBD Reader is as easy as going to cbdreader.christianbook.com and bookmarking the page. The CBD Reader holds your ebooks and bookmarks for you, no matter what device you're on. So, you can take your entire ebook library wherever you go and pick up right where you left off. Our customizable options make it possible to read your ebooks in different font sizes and styles. Want a large print version? You've got it in seconds with a simple click of the mouse. Already own a dedicated e-reader? Download your ebooks to your computer from your ChristianBook.com account and transfer them to your device. Try ebooks at ChristianBook.com and start reading your favorite books in seconds. Easy, economical, everywhere you want to read. Welcome to ChristianBook.com ebooks.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with the Professor Dr. Michael Jones. We got to go to another break as we get into the second hour of New Day Black and Red, a constitutional and Christian viewpoint on all things that are current in events. We will be back in the next 5 minutes, but I just want to let you know that we love you tremendously. We thank you so much for tuning in and listening.
Yeah.
What? Are you in London for the election?
That is my grandfather's farm.
Wow. I love it.
It's been in our family forever, and I'm absolutely in love with it. Hey, I just got my Hillsdale College certificate for completing the Introduction to the Constitution course.
All right. Can I copy off of you?
Yeah, I'm not sure I did so well.
It's when they hand you when they hand you the black the blank degree and
Well,
they
you are a racist. Everything
I know. Oh my God. I did not mean that.
Sure. That's why I mean you're a racist. That's a Freudian slip. You didn't even mean it, and you're still bringing race into it.
Well, ladies and gentlemen.
And why would we equate black with blank?
That's not. I was thinking of the color of a degree. The degree that you get when you cross the stage. It was black or blue. I am so sorry. I was not being racial here. I am not being
That's like
racial.
First night at karate, you bet you couldn't have a black belt. Called the instructor a racist.
Why I can't be a brown belt?
Yeah.
Oh.
Brown, not black.
Oh my God. I tell you, this is a very highbrow, high philosophical level show. I want you all to believe that. I want to thank everybody for Red Nation Rising. I know they left a little while ago, and also for
maybe an hour.
Maybe about an hour. SHR High Plains Pundit, thank you all so much on radio. And as well via live stream and Ustream. We are looking so forward to moving to internet TV on July 2nd. We're going to keep you abreast of everything as it becomes real. But I want to make certain that you will. Yeah, exactly. And Professor will be joining me on internet TV. You're going to have to, sir, because you have no choice. Mrs. Biggs won't let you stay apart. You know what I'm saying? It just.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to. Yeah, honestly, we'll have to talk about it. Just tell me the details when I need to know. Oh my gosh!
Ouch!
Thank you, Hendon.
Ouch!
I'm getting a Ziploc out, and Hendon tripped me, and the Reynolds wrap attacked me.
Is that all?
It's a typical day over here.
Typical day, ladies and gentlemen.
It's not easy being me.
We are well beyond our recorded break. We apologize for everyone who's following along. But we're going to take a quick break, go to mute. I'll bring you back on. And you are listening to the New Day Black and Red with the host, Dr. Michael Jones, and his peon-in-chief, Ken McClinton. We'll be right back.
Hey, it's Jersey Joe, the Creamer, Common Sense. You can catch me every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on shrmedia.com. It's every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, shrmedia.com.
Meet Jason. He was really excited to start growing his business with social media until he realized how complex and time-consuming social media can be. It's difficult to manage multiple social networks and accounts. It's hard to monitor what's happening on social media, follow discussions, and engage with new followers. It's time-consuming to publish updates throughout the day, track and analyze how effective posts are, respond to fans and followers in a timely manner, and gain new customers. The list seems to go on and on. Jason quickly becomes discouraged. How could he ever do all of this and still run a business? He was ready to give up on social media until he found eClincher, the easiest way to manage social media. Jason was amazed how straightforward and simple it is to use eClincher. With eClincher, Jason is now able to leverage the power of social media without having to dedicate several hours a day. He can easily organize all his social media accounts in one place, efficiently plan and schedule his posts ahead of time, engage with his followers, understand the effectiveness of his efforts with powerful analytics, find new customers, and much more. In order to tell your business's story, simplify the process of managing your social media, and analyze results, sign up with eClincher today.
With home values up and interest rates near all-time lows, you probably know that now is a great time to refinance, like the Johnsons, who saved $436 a month.
$436 a month?
It's simple. Just go to LendingTree.com, compare loan offers for free, and see how much you could save in just 5 minutes.
I thought you said the bank gave you the best rate.
Yeah.
LendingTree. When banks compete, you win.
I have to do everything myself.
From the war front to the streets of our nation's capital, men of faith, Dr. Michael Jones, the underground professor, and Kenneth McClinton, the exceptional conservative, bring both constitutional gravitas and spiritual perspective on today's issues to the most influential Christian urban talk show, 9:05 p.m. Eastern, Thursdays. It's a new day on New Day, Black and Red.
And ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you back this Thursday night to New Day Black and Red. It is the homecoming of Dr. Michael Jones. We have missed him for so many months. years. It feels that way, that he's been away from us. You are being simulcast live out of Fort Worth, Dallas, Texas, or Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas, depending on which side of the aisle you sit.
Not simulcasting.
Yeah,
Not
today. Okay.
My technical problems, I can't get it to work.
Okay, no problem. No problem.
Yeah.
And I do apologize. We are being broadcasted from both spots geographically, Washington, D.C. And I have gotten the pink nail polish and the red nail polish and the black nail polish. So you
said fuchsia.
I have to go back downstairs now and get the fuchsia for your toenails.
Nothing right.
It's so tough being a peon in chief.
Well, this is why I've been gone 5 months. What? That's true.
It's just slacking all over the place. Just allow people to do whatever they want to do, and no discipline whatsoever.
No quality control whatsoever.
Wow.
You know, I haven't done my show, I don't think, all year. I can't remember the last time I actually did it.
Yeah, I can't wait for you to do it on the premium channel. That would be a great opportunity to do it on that Sunday, July 2nd.
I can't wait to get rich.
Yeah. Hey, one day, you never know. I always say marry up.
Well, you did.
That's true. That's very true.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. You know what I think?
Speaking of marrying up,
yeah.
Megan has said she is going with me to Freedom Fest, and so she's looking to find somebody to watch all the kids, but she really, really wants to go to Freedom Fest with me. So you might be able to meet her.
Woo! Well, actually, what we're trying to do, we're trying to raise money to go. And we're in the process of trying to
for a quarter.
We need to find some sponsors for our program there, and so that we're in the process of. Yeah, we need some sponsors. We need them. So if you know of anyone who would like to sponsor us at Freedom Fest, anyone with a think tank or just like to buy some commercial time.
You know what we ought to do, honestly?
What's that?
Because I work for a living, but you ought to contact like Coca-Cola and things and see if they'll sponsor us.
I will definitely
contact me later, and we'll sit down and we'll come up with a letter to send them.
Okay.
And because you'd be surprised, if you tell them that we'll put up a banner that says that our radio show is being solely sponsored by Coca-Cola, or something, or pick a soda. I don't care.
Yeah.
You're Baptist, so we could say Jack Daniels.
I'm a closet drinker. Thank you very much. I'm a closet drinker.
That's right. We don't drink the crap, but they sponsor us.
That's right. I want you to know every closet that I pass, I drink in. So
that's right. But I've been told that they have budgets for stuff like this. Kmart, those things. Or Walmart, rather, not Kmart. Kmart doesn't have a budget for anything anymore. But Walmart and stuff have budgets for these things. And
it's real sad.
I found out about it because I was looking into getting some chess sets for a Hispanic church over here that we're affiliated with our church. And they're very poor Hispanic people in this church. And so I thought about starting a chess club. I was number 6 in Texas back in 1976. I'm a pretty good chess player. Or at least I was. I haven't played in years, but so I looked into that and contacted Walmart, and they told me what to do to get them to give me a whole bunch of chess sets. And they said they were excited about the idea. What they told me was that they would give me the 10 chess sets I was asking for and a banner to hang on the table. And, that said something about Walmart, and that was about it. And so we ought to do that.
We should, yeah. We will work together.
Well, have Mary do it, because Mary's great at this kind of stuff.
And Mary is awesome. Mary's just yours, Arena.
Well, she's Arena.
Yeah, I mean, my bouncer in chief. She's just absolutely excellent. But
I say Czarina if she's still willing. It's been a while. My Czarina anymore. She may be mad at me.
you know, when you hire people, it's good to open the store.
Yeah. Now you found me. I wanted to have a radio show. I just like the fact that I'm paying Blog Talk $40 a month not to do a show.
That's your boycott. There you go.
Yeah, I'll show them.
I'm sitting down on the inside. I want you to know that.
Calling like every 3 days just to let them know I'm still not doing my show.
I showed you. And I hope, of all hopes, that our move towards internet television is not only profitable for all of us, but as well opens the door for success in a number of ways. And it's so good.
Well, I'll tell you what, if we set up a premium thing, I'd probably be more likely to sit down and actually do some of these really intense classes and things that take a lot of time and prep.
Well, guess
I
what?
was thinking about that, and that might be a decent avenue, because if people sign up for this, they could really learn a lot from it.
Well, guess what?
If I do that.
Guess what? You will be going to the premium
Chicken
channel.
butt.
Yeah, chicken butt. You will be going to the premium channel, and subscribers can sign up for the premium channel for the high price, the Glenback price and the Rush Limbaugh price of $9.99 a month.
And
yep.
Kid promises all the talent on this show will get at least 3 cents a month from that.
Well, I'm actually going to go even further than that. 3.5 cents. 3.5 cents.
3.5.
There you go.
You'll probably expect change, won't you?
Standing there with the hand.
Hold on. Don't get paid till next month if you can't make the change.
But one of the things about and for those who are listening, and you've been doing Blog Talk and all the other things, we do have a free channel that's part of the internet television that we're doing. So I don't want people thinking that the only way you can be on here, because I get this, you know, I want to be seen on Facebook and I want to be seen on Twitter because they're paying a whole lot for me to be doing my my stuff on their networks, which
some people can make it big.
Yeah,
I mean, honestly, some people can. Man.
Some people.
I don't know. I know any of them, but
exactly.
You know, we all have that hope. You know, it's like with the lottery. We all buy a ticket because we think we got a chance.
Exactly.
But the thing, from what I've been talking to you about, is our free site. You know, a lot of times people will say, "Well, you get what you pay for."
Mm-hmm.
But our free site will be full of talent and
exactly.
It's just the more intense and deeper, you know, studies and stuff will be on the pay side, and it's not unfair because, you know, we put a lot of time and talent and treasure of our own into this, and we have for a decade, you know, about 5-6 years. We've been not a decade, but 5 or 6 years, I guess we've both been putting into this.
Yeah. And
paying it for ourselves, and we've not had our hand out. We've not asked for donations. We've not asked for anybody to, you know, fund us.
Mm-hmm.
And meanwhile, we're seeing people like Glenn Beck become millionaires over the crap they push out.
And it's really crap. It really.
Yeah. I mean, half of it, you know, it wasn't crap when he was plagiarizing me. I mean, you know, at least that stuff is right.
Dear Dr. Jones, which show is coming up next? What are you going to talk about?
What was that?
But I want everyone.
I rode my motorcycle today for the first time this year too.
Really?
Yep. First time I felt like I could actually control it. You know, before I didn't want to be on it because you sneeze or cough, you know, you lose control. You end up with scabs all over your body.
Yeah, exactly. And we're glad that you're back and feeling well. But I want to let everyone know that in the coming weeks,
I feel good.
That's what I'm talking about. This man who is feeling excellent now will be with us, and there are so many others that will be joining us. I must advise that while we were looking for Kel Fritzy to join us on internet TV, she will not be able to.
That's too bad.
Yeah, for health concerns.
She does good work.
She is. She's a
Oh,
great,
yeah.
great producer, great writer. But we'll have Shannon Wright and Michael Wright. We'll have April and Randy Smith.
The Wright brothers.
The right. Lacey Steigerwald. Lacey Steigerwald is knocking it out of the park down in Austin, Texas. She'll have on her show.
What? Are you cheating with me on another Texan?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
Unbelievable.
Well,
That's it. I'm done. Bye.
As a fellow Texan, who is as a fellow Texan, I'm not cheating with you. I'm sharing.
He's not from Texas.
I am from Texas. I'm a Texan.
No, you said that guy was from Austin.
Oh, no.
Not from Texas.
Lacey Steigerwald, she is from Austin, Texas. And she's on
That's
TEC.
not Texas. No, Austin is not in Texas anymore. We annexed it. They're one of the cities suing the state for the
Sanctuary?
not Sacramento, the sanctuary city crap.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They're suing our government because we're telling the sanctuary cities they have to follow the law, and evidently they say following the law is unconstitutional. Therefore, they're suing our government.
Wow.
I'm sorry, I just think that's funny.
No, I think it's cool too. And Ken Paxton, the Attorney General for Texas, the Republic of Texas, we call it a state, but he was up here at Freedom, at Faith and Freedom for Road to Majority. He spoke earlier today. He spoke about the successes that he's had as Attorney General, and that
a lot.
Yeah, immigration is a big one.
If they could just get those lawsuits against them taken care of, that would be nice.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, you know what we have to
Yes,
do. It is the
Commercial.
top. It is, yeah. You got the hang of this.
It's easy. I say 8 words, and you say, ladies and gentlemen, we have a commercial.
Commercial break. We will be right back. Join us at Freedom Fest in Las Vegas, everybody. I'm Kevin Clinton, chairman of the Exceptional Conservative Network. Never has the cry for economic liberty been more resounding in urban America than on Election Day 2016. It's the economy. All real change begins with the American entrepreneur. Socialism did not work. Progressivism stole the wealth of individuals and families. You voted for something different. Real change. But what does real change look and sound like? It looks like Las Vegas, and it sounds like Freedom Fest 10. Freedom Fest, the world's largest gathering of free minds, is the popular liberty-minded conference at the beautiful Paris Resort in Las Vegas from July 19th to the 22nd. Hear the voices of the urban freedom movement. Deneen Borelli, Larry Elder, Gina Lofton, Helen Rowley, Juan Pablo Anglanda, and Ziad Abdel Noor. Share ideas with powerful liberty movement figures like Steve Forbes, Jim Rogers, Anthony Scaramucci, Jennifer Grossman, Naomi Brockwell, Dinesh D'Souza, John Stossel, Lisa Kennedy, Peter Schiff, and our keynote speaker this year, William Shatner. Your money, your liberty, your freedom, your city. Come for the real and return with the change. Register now at freedomfest.com. That's freedomfest.com for $100 off the regular registration rate when you use the all caps code TECN. God bless you. We'll see you there. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome you back to New Day Black and Red, home of our Tsarina, Mary Brockman, and our bouncer in chief, Mary Brockman. Want to thank Smokey and Claudia Cheek for being with us.
Mary Brockman.
Mary Brockman.
Mary Brockman.
We're waking you up to give you a pill to go to sleep.
That's right. I hate hospitals. Every time you go in there, they wake you up to see if you're sleeping. No, I'm doing okay. I had to wake up to answer this call anyway.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to get involved with the Constitution free online course out of Hillsdale College. The U.S. Constitution is the key to secure liberty for all Americans, yet very few know exactly what it says and what freedoms it protects. Hillsdale College is dedicating this year to educating millions of Americans about this critical document. That's why the college is offering its most popular course, Constitution 101, for free when you sign up now. So we're going to put that in the chat room for everybody.
How come you didn't say that when I told you I got my certificate for taking that class earlier?
Well, I found it after you said it. I was just trying to, as a peon, endorse that for you.
I see.
It's it's tough being a peon.
Yeah. You're out of practice. I get that. It's been a while.
Things are in complete disrepair since you've been away.
Hey, I've got a commercial for you.
Okay.
You might find this interesting.
Okay.
The Origins Debate, Genesis. For centuries, the story of Adam and Eve had resonated richly through the corridors of art, literature, and theology. But for many thinking Christians today who want to take seriously the authority of Scripture, Genesis 1 through 3 seems like a choice between faith or science. How can Christians of good faith move forward? Building upon his groundbreaking work, Lost World of Genesis 1, John Walton, PhD, will explore the context of Genesis. His work creates space for a faithful reading of Scripture, along with full engagement with science, for a new way forward in the human origins debate. Saturday, July 8th, 2017, 9 a.m. to 12 noon, Christ the King All Saints Church, 3290 Lackman Road, Fort Worth, Texas, 76116. ChristTheKingAllSaints.org if you want more information.
Wow. Wow.
This is a study of Genesis from the perspective of first century Jews. And, or not first century Jews, but before Christians. The way, the Jews that followed Moses and Noah and all those, how they looked at Genesis. And it's going to be also a look from there to how science today either confirms or denies, that debate. Because, sometimes you look at this and you can't, we don't know what a day means. What did it mean to work 6 days and take a rest and all that? And so that's the things that you'll be looking at and explaining and defining the terms and using the old, back when this was oral tradition and not written.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's where he's bringing it back to. And I am super psyched about it. I can't wait.
Mm-hmm.
It's July the 8th. I'll be doing that, and I'll be telling you all about it at Freedom Fest.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm loving it. Absolutely loving it. I also want to tell everybody that this Sunday, when I do an American Conservatives Exploration of the Inspired Word of God, Sunday at 9:05 a.m., I am going to talk about taxation in the Bible. And did you not know?
Sounds very taxing to listen to.
It will be very taxing to listen to. Did you not know that the tithe is really a tax, and that is not the giving standard of Jesus Christ? So I am going to offend as many pastors in America. On Sunday.
And not only that, I don't think Jesus would get involved in that. Is that gross or net?
Is that gross? Do I have to apply Social Security when I do? Oh no! So we're gonna get into the economics of giving. Really, is what we're gonna talk about on Sunday. The economics of giving. I love all these plugs and promos that we're doing, man. Isn't it great?
Sure. Our show's become a commercial for commercials.
A commercial. Oh, I am just so excited. Got Smokey in here, got Mary Brockman, Claudia Cheek, and the professor here. I got all that I need. I got all that I need. Um, I want to talk with you also tonight about the
Yes.
not, the James Comey thing is overblown at this point. I don't know if we're going to get anything out of that. I don't know if they're going to prosecute him.
That's a sideshow.
Yeah,
It really is. It's just a circus. Look, this isn't going away because the left wants it as an issue. It's how they're fundraising, and they are hurting for money right now.
Mm-hmm.
The Democrat Party has never been this low on funds. You heard that breakdown that Hillary had, right? When she started coming out. She came out with like 47 new people to blame or things to blame for why she lost.
Wow.
She wasn't on the list still, but
yeah.
But she blamed the Democrat Party and said they had no money and their data was bad. And, she started blaming, Norwegian data mines or whatever it was. I can't remember something bizarre.
According
the
to
Democrat Party is in serious bad shape.
It is, and a lot of people don't understand that, and this is why I really believe that this is the time that we need to strike while the iron is hot in urban America, to begin running roughshod if we possibly could. Here is basically, it is time now for us to begin taking this message to urban America and winning, because the Democrats are in complete trouble. And there are reports that they have left behind the white voter. Since we're going to talk about race, the white male voter.
They made that choice during the election. They said, we're giving up on the white male voter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So they made that decision, and white male voter went and voted for Trump. Uh-oh. No. 75% of the country is white. Half of that's male. What?
But that's the thing. I don't get why. This is what I really want to talk with you about tonight, is why are we so squeamish about Democrats when really they're killing themselves? They're losing left and right.
Well, I have an answer for that, actually.
And go right ahead.
And it's this. Yeah, because I've been thinking about it, Ken.
Mm-hmm.
And it's this. We have in our minds as Republicans, the Democrat Party is infallible because they always seem to win, even when they lose. Like right now, they've lost everything. They've lost the White House, they've lost the Senate, they've lost the House, they've lost the Supreme Court, they've lost the majority of governorships, they've lost the majority of dog catchers.
Yes.
They have lost over 1,000 seats in government, have changed hands from Democrat to Republican since Obama got elected, primarily because of Obamacare and the tyranny of his administration. And yet, we still act like the Democrats are in charge of Washington. Well, they partly are because of the administrative branch, right? The bureaucrats, which is why no matter who's in charge, the Democrats still run everything. All of the organizations, from the NSA to the State Department to the FDA, the environmental EPA, the school, everything is run by Democrats in Washington. Then you take on top of that the media is the branch of the media of the Democrat Party, and if I'm not mistaken, I think Rush Limbaugh is saying right now that it's the media that is leading the Democrat Party, not the other way around anymore.
Yes, I heard that this afternoon.
So you have, so they're pushing the Democrat agenda, win, lose, or shine. And so whenever you turn on TV, the news, you look at a paper, whatever, all you're getting is the position that the Democrats are still in charge and their ideas are still prevalent and the majority opinion, et cetera, et cetera. Well, they're not. They're marginalized and they're bankrupt and they're bankrupt morally, they're bankrupt economically, they're bankrupt ethically, and they're bankrupt when it comes to ideas. And yet they're being presented as not being that way. And all we have is, them pointing fingers and screaming impeachment and, Russia collusion, crap like that. And so I think it's time that we quit being afraid of the Democrat Party.
Yes.
And it's time that we start standing up to them, because now's the time to push the dagger. We get the dagger in their heart. What we have to do is push it all the way in.
Yes.
And get rid of them as a party. And if we don't, then we may very well disappear as a party too, because everybody's going to get fed up when the next election comes around if these Republicans don't do what they promise. And if they don't start backing Trump, because you and I have had our problems with Trump, and we've not been 100% sure how, but he's been one of the most conservative presidents we've had. And who knew? So, these guys, Ryan and McConnell, they need to get on board and start taking care of this guy and doing the job that he's trying to do.
Exactly.
Instead of thwarting him. McCain, we need to marginalize the McCain wing of the Republican Party. And this is why it seems like the Democrats are winning, because the McCain wing of the Republican Party still allies with them.
As you speak to that particular fact, it was McCain who was yelling that we need to extensively investigate this Russia collusion, Russia.
Right.
It was he and Lindsey Graham and others who were pushing this. It was Susan Collins who was shocked when a Democrat sat before her today. I don't know if he's Democrat or Republican, but obviously he is part of the Fourth Estate in America.
Is that McCain?
James Comey.
He's Democrat.
Yeah. and basically boldly told her that I leaked it. Gosh darn it.
Yeah. Yeah. That did kind of surprise me that he admitted to that.
Yeah.
I mean, but I don't think he fears retribution. I don't think he thinks that the Republicans have the cojones to enforce the law.
Exactly.
And he's probably right.
Exactly. So that's my problem, and this is what I was talking about the other day on my show, that we need to begin looking at the character of the individuals that we're sending to Washington D.C. And if you're going to begin 2018 elections this summer, while you're eating your watermelon and your hot dogs and hamburgers and having a wonderful time, I am not being racist. White people eat watermelon too.
What?
Say what?
Sure we do. As long as Mexicans pick them, we'll eat them.
I just want you to know that I'm not being racist, but and this is
chicken too,
and fried chicken too. I want you to know the Colonel is white. Thank you.
That's right. Hello. It's the white man keeping the black man down. Chicken, Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Oh my God. It is so good to have you back, Professor. I swear I want to talk about serious politics issues. It's just not working. But these are the things that Hillary Rodham Clinton has blamed for her losses. And this is why.
Time for that? We only have a half hour.
I know. It's extensive. I'm only going to give you
87 things she's come up with so far.
Exactly. I'm only going to give you 16, the top 16. Number one, she blamed the social movements about email and Twitter and stuff like that, that they were working against her. So Twitter and Facebook were working against her. Then she blamed pop culture and celebrity crowning, that those who happened to be on the left weren't being as marveled by her as others like Obama. So it was.
No one cared that Ariana Grande supported her. No one cared.
No one, absolutely. Also, groupthink. She blames groupthink amazingly. She says that there were those who loved her husband more than they loved her, and didn't show her. Let's just say that he doesn't have an unpleasant evening ever, Bill Clinton. Then she blamed the organization. She blamed the DNC for not being supportive, even though they rigged the election for her. Wow.
Right. That was some balls right there. Debbie was a man Schultz comes out and rigs the election and steals it from Bernie Sanders for her, which is the only way she could win it.
Exactly.
And then blames them. That was collusion.
Exactly. Then she blamed them on money, that the Democrats didn't raise enough money for her to go up against.
She said she had to get them money.
Exactly, to go up against billionaire Donald Trump, because billionaire Donald Trump was using his money. Yeah, right.
Right. And billionaire Hillary Clinton didn't want to use hers.
Exactly. Then she blamed the Electoral College, everybody. Since we talk about Constitution. And she says that if it were not for the Electoral College, she would have won the popular vote, and darn it, she would be president.
Yeah. If it wasn't for the rules, she would have won.
Then she blamed.
That's proof right there that Electoral College works, and we need it.
Exactly. Keep it. Then she blamed Bernie.
Yeah.
That Bernie didn't get the message.
He didn't shut up fast enough.
Then she blamed Hispanics, who said that they did not vote the way of their mouths. They spoke more than they voted.
Yeah.
Gosh
I
darn.
still don't get that.
Yeah.
You know, the fact that I don't think this country understands how angry the Hispanic community is right now over immigration.
Mm-hmm.
Because there are so many here that are legitimate Americans that have gone through the patriation system and become citizens, paid all the money, took all that stupid time and went through all the hoops. And it is ridiculous what we do to people to legally immigrate. We need to fix that. I don't care what you say. We need to fix that.
I agree with you.
Right? But there are so many here, and they're watching the Democrat Party elevate felons and making them the better citizen.
Mm-hmm.
And they got angry about that, and they went and voted for Trump because they want the wall. They want people to come here legally. They want, they don't care how many Mexicans come over the border, or other than Mexicans, OTMs and stuff. They don't care. They just wanted to do it right, like they did. Exactly. And that backlash cost them because they're, I talked to, down here we have a lot of Mexicans, in case you hadn't heard.
Really?
And yeah, it's just a new thing, and it's a fad. But I talked to a lot of them. Some of them are illegal, some of them aren't. Some of them have, that are legal and have illegals in their family down here. And you would be shocked to hear what they say. They make me sound calm when it comes to the immigration. So Hillary was betrayed by that because she expected every Mexican to vote for her because Trump was running around saying build the wall, and she didn't understand. Her team was so arrogant that they didn't bother to actually poll and find out how the communities were acting. And she didn't realize that a lot of them are not only willing to pay, but they're willing to go down and help build the wall.
Exactly.
And so this cost them the Hispanic vote and the black vote too changed on it.
In fact, that's number 9. In fact, you hit right on it. African Americans and Asians. She blamed them. They didn't show up at the polls. They were given their marching orders by Obama. Why didn't they show up at the polls? Obama, who was part Asian, part African American, or part white, part what? I don't know.
Well, she was the wife of the first African American president.
Yeah, she was.
And she expected to get the black vote without having to work for it. And she has called black people racist for voting for Obama because he's black, in case you didn't know, even though he's more white than black. Mm-hmm. And she's called them racist because they voted for him twice, but not for her. So, just think of that when you support the Democrat Party, all you download listeners to the show.
Exactly. That you're supposed to. You're supposed to. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back after this. We'll be right after this break, the last break of the evening.
Commercial.
A commercial. And we're going to talk with the number 10 person she blames for not winning last year.
Me.
Yeah. Well, no, you're number 11. You're number 11. We'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen, right after this message.
Christianity, conservatism, the Constitution, capitalism. Our amazing hosts at the Exceptional Conservative Network broadcast 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Go to theexceptionalconservativeshow.com right now. Join us in chat by clicking on the TECS tab, Bible Study tab, or TECN tabs. TECN, spreading the good news to the ends of the earth. We'll be back after these messages.
Hi, my name is Willie Lawson of The Willie Lawson Show here on the Exceptional Conservative Network, Monday through Fridays, 9 a.m. They told me that I needed to be humble, but I couldn't figure out how to do it. So I decided to be awesome instead. That's The Willie Lawson Show, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. here on the Exceptional Conservative Network.
It's a love story like no other. From God's heart to yours. And for 30 years, it's been at the heart of every book, Bible, CD, gift, and resource from ChristianBook.com. Over 500,000 products, always at the very best value. ChristianBook.com. Everything Christian. Because it's our story, too.
Thank you for the turkey call. And I really enjoy ICRN, your station, the station I listen to all day.
Okay, thanks, Dominique, for that.
Good morning.
I'm Michael Wright.
And I'm Shannon Wright.
Okay, folks, that's not how it goes. I think I'm Shannon, and
I think
you're
so,
Michael.
yeah.
Okay. We are The Right Way with Shannon and Mike.
Join us from 7 to 9 a.m. Eastern Time.
Live on SHR Media.
And on TECN.
Where we'll be talking about all kinds of things.
From sports and politics.
To food and entertainment.
To money.
Family.
And anything else in between.
Community, holidays, all kinds of things.
It'll be great. Join us from 7 to 9 a.m. Eastern Time.
Hi, my name is Christopher Arnold. I'm the executive chef of Infused Restaurant. And today I'm going to walk you through some of the meals that we prepared here. We're making a pizza. We use fresh Italian sausage. They cook here and slice it up. Our pizza dough is in-house made. Our pizza sauce is in-house made. So everything is fresh and ingredients. This is our Thai curry chicken. The sauce is made with coconut milk and a Thai red curry. It is juicy chicken thighs as well as some mixed vegetables, served with jasmine rice and pita bread. So now we're going to prepare our famous blackened tilapia and grits, our fish and grits on the menu. And our meal will be complete. Let me tell you about our infused beef burgers. When we kick the spice up just a little bit with our infused sauce. We start off with 80-20 USDA ground chuck ham patty burgers, like half a pound of burgers, and we're going to grill it to perfection. After I flip the burger, we add the sauce and let it cook on into the meat just a little bit. We're going to add a little bit of pepper jack cheese to this burger to spice it up a bit.
6339 Allentown Road, Temple Hills, Maryland. 6339 Allentown Road, Temple Hills, Maryland. Make it your place this weekend. I'm telling you, good food, good meal, good eating. It is the right place to be this particular weekend. We're talking tonight on New Day Black and Red with my very good friend, Dr. Michael Jones, who is the host, and I happen to be the peon in chief. I use fuchsia on his toenails. I hope he likes them, although I did only use one coat. Hopefully he won't be pissed with me.
I wanted them Simonized.
Ah! You know, this is real tough. It was so easy the past few weeks you weren't here.
Standards are back. Putting all the W's in my M&M bowl was not funny.
I thought I had licked off all the M&M.
And there were a couple left there. I wasn't happy.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to know that the number 10 person, the number 10 thing or person that she blames for losing,
yes,
happens to be her husband, Bill Clinton.
Yes.
Remember when he gave that speech in Ohio talking about the truth of Obamacare and how deductibles were so high and that people couldn't afford it? And
he was right.
Yes, I want to ask you, Professor, do you really think Bill wanted her to be president?
No. Oh, God, no. The egos they had, you know, I think he thought it'd be fun to go back to the White House and be the first lady and have interns and stuff. But, you know, then I think Bill Clinton thinking about being the first man, I don't think he wanted that.
Nah. Who wants
Not when you could get on a plane and fly down to Pedophile Island, you know, and have a good weekend.
Exactly.
All of a sudden, you know, now he's going to be the first lady and deal with her. I think living with Hillary must have been tough enough as it is without having that added to the list. But in all honesty, all jokes aside, I can't imagine that he was really happy about that. But have you read the book Shattered?
No, I haven't.
By Allen and Parnes.
No, I
I
haven't.
am reading it right now.
Okay.
And I am stunned by it. Now, it's full of bias and left-wing hatred of, you know, anything that's not left-wing. But when, you know, as an academic, I'm going through this and I'm reading it, making notes on it and stuff, and we'll be talking about it on my show one of these days, or you and I can do it.
Yeah.
But I recommend getting that to all conservatives. I truly do, because it is a great insight on how liberals look at stuff. But to think the things that they're saying, you know, like in this book, Ken, they are telling us that Podesta and Hillary created the whole Russia did it scenario.
Yes.
And that they fabricated this, that they made this on purpose, and that this was to help protect Hillary from the fact that she lost, and that they can't explain it. So what are they doing? They're coming up with this. They have to be laughing every day at what's going on in the media and how everybody's running with this and what they're doing, which is just sad about our country. But you think about that. No, I don't think Bill won for the win, and I don't really think very many people did. And I think the proof of that is the fact that she didn't win.
Yeah, I think him jumping up and celebrating that she lost that might have been a good sign.
Yeah. He was in some hotel with a hooker, and he said, "What? Wait, what? Did she lose?
She lost Wisconsin? Ah, she won't be."
In this book Shattered, they even talk about that. You know, that iron triangle of Midwestern, liberal states. That like Minnesota, they're saying that there's no way that she was going to lose them. So they didn't spend any money in them. They didn't campaign in them. They didn't commercial in them. And a lot of that was a miscalculation because, these unions and stuff, they went with Trump. A lot of union people said, you know what, Trump knows how to get us a job and get us work and fair pay and stuff, because that's what Trump has always done, building all these buildings and stuff. And so a lot of union folk went there. The black people went there, the Hispanics went there, Asians went there. Every traditional Democrat group seems to have found their way to Trump to some extent. Not, universal or anything, but to some extent they did.
Yeah.
And then you have to ask yourself, well, she was that bad a candidate. I'm sorry, thinking this is candy wrappers and stuff, and I'm going through Frito bags trying to find one that's not expired.
No, they're still good. They're like
I've been hoarding these things, I guess, so long they're like they taste like star babies.
No, actually, they're like
That's a racist
Twinkies.
thing. I can't say that, can I?
No, you can't. You can't. The 15th reason that she gives is that people call her old. Wow.
Yes. Yeah, she blamed Rush Limbaugh. You remember Rush did that show a long time ago. I mean, this is years and years and years ago. He did a show where he said that the American people don't want to watch Hillary grow old in office. The very first time she ran. I don't remember when that year was, but but I was still listening to Rush back then, before I did my show. And I quit listening to him because I didn't want everybody kept saying, Rush said that. And I was like, oh, crap, now I can't listen to Rush anymore because I don't want my ideas and Rush's to
fuse.
The same source.
Exactly.
I want to know that they're made. But he had a show and he did that, and he got hell from everybody, including our site, over that. And I think he's right about that. That, we may be ready for a female president, but we're not ready for one. Look at Obama and how he aged in office.
Yeah.
And Bill Clinton. Look at those pictures of those guys. And you see how they aged in office because the office does that to you.
Yeah.
And I really don't think that we were ready to watch Hillary Clinton become some kind of crone in front of us, And I think Russia's onto that, and I think that's what Hillary's saying here is that people bought into that story.
Can I affirm that? Can I affirm that with you?
Can I have an amen?
Amen. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Wait, we got some music for that or something? Dun, 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 dun. Start running around. And that's not racist. There are also white Pentecostals.
Raise your hands in the air.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
We don't wear 50-foot hats and mustard yellow clothes.
Pinstripe orange. Matching shoes.
I will never forget the first time I went to your church. You would have thought that they would have been more comfortable with Jesus showing up than. I mean, it was like the second coming. It's like, what?
Oh my God! How'd this white man get in?
There are two white people here. There was what's his name from the Commandos?
Yes,
he was there too. So there were two white people there.
Yep, Rick. Rick was there.
Yeah, Rick Schrader. That's it. Yeah, Rick Schrader.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I remember singing and thinking, "Oh, thank God." I may walk out of here.
We ain't seen this many white people since slavery.
People were very good to me.
Yeah,
I have to say that they were very friendly. They did not treat me like they were amazed to see me, but it wasn't because I was white. It was because they thought Santa Claus had walked into the church. And the kids and everything were just amazing and precious.
I thought that's one of my.
I remember those girls saying,
"Yeah,
Charnice must have really been good." And they said, "Why? Why do you say that?" She says, "Santa Claus came to her funeral." And, oh my gosh, So I made sure they knew that I came because Charnice was a good girl and she's always been on the good list, and they were just super impressed.
Wow.
With Charnice, not me. They were impressed with Charnice because of that. But yeah, that was something.
It was indeed. And in relation to the old thing, the thing I want to affirm with you is, if you ever notice on Fox News, the women
I don't watch it.
Yeah, I know, but if you ever see Fox
Ever
News,
since Meg Ryan left, I thought, screw it. If I can't see those legs, there's no reason to listen to them.
exactly, Megan Kelly.
Yeah, her.
Yeah, Megan.
What's her name?
Yeah, whatever. But it doesn't matter anymore. It's a whatever thing because all of the women are wearing short dresses. They're showing their legs. They're young or at least vibrant. And when they get to a certain point, they're gone.
Yeah.
What was the beauty queen that
One
was?
of that in the president?
Yeah. What was the beauty queen that was on Fox News and then she sued because old man?
Megan, wasn't it?
No. It was the old man making passes at her or whatever sexual.
I don't know. Seems like half of them have done that.
Exactly.
Although they sure didn't complain when they got the jobs because of that. But once they got their money,
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know what was going on there. It could have been bad, but what my question is, why did it take so long? If this was happening, why did you take the job and why did you stay?
Yeah.
And leave. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You should have blown the whistle and gone to CNN. CNN would have taken you in a heartbeat to destroy Roger Ailes. So there was no reason. It wasn't that they were afraid of losing a job because CNN would have hired them in a heartbeat if they were willing to trash Fox News and Roger Ailes.
Exactly.
Whoever. So yeah, I don't buy that they were afraid.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have to give you one last commercial for tonight. And
it's only 2 minutes of the show left.
It's exactly, but this is a commercial I don't have to play. Well, actually, I can play it. Here we go. Let me play it for you.
Featuring right thinking from a left brain and doing the job the American maggots won't. BZ is fundamentally changing America, one diaper at a time. Just when safety pin manufacturers are running out of metal for the diapers of the leftists, where the speech is free, but the drinks are not. The bloviating Zeppelin's Berserk Bobcat Saloon can be heard every Tuesday and Thursday night, commencing at 11 p.m. Eastern and 8 p.m. Pacific, where pushback is a requisite art form in and of itself. Let your ossicles be truly liberated when you listen to the bloviating Zeppelin's Berserk Bobcat Saloon, only on SHR Media Network. No ferrets were harmed in the making of this ad.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Stay tuned for Berserk Bobcat Saloon on shrmedia.com, shrmedia.com. Click on that and also bookmark it. Keep it in your computer so that you can listen to some of the best conservative talk in America, radio-wise, shrmedia.com, home of Sackhead Sean, Sackhead Clint, and the Bloviating Zeppelin.
My stunt double.
Exactly. The underpaid stunt double, too.
I don't know about that.
Professor, I just want to tell you that we love you and thank God for you, that you're feeling better. We're praying for your complete healing of all matters. We miss you
I
dearly.
can't believe how much money I spent on tests.
You did more.
Over $3,000 in tests.
You did more to help people take a vacation this year than anyone else in America. Thank you so much for your illness.
Yeah, a 5-month vacation. You're welcome.
Listen, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back next Monday night with the Exceptional Conservative Show. And on the last week of this month, there will be no contributors to our programs. It will just be me on the Exceptional Conservative Show Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So just want to let you all know, just want to prepare you for your heart, mind, and soul and strength. Listen, without a shadow of a doubt, I want you always to remember, God bless America. It's time for America to bless God. We will see you next Monday night and also next Thursday for New Day Black and Red. Love you. God bless.
Toodles.
Love you, bro.
Love you, kid. Thanks for calling. Bye.
Talk to you later.